All right. It's Monday night. That means it's time for some Soulherder. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm Joe, known to some as Merfolk Joe, known to most of you, I'm sure, as I guess at this point, Soulherder Joe. What are we playing tonight? I've been playing 60 card rather than 80 card. I do have a copy of Orion in the main deck. Make sure everything's working here. I think we're good. So yeah, copy of Orion in the main deck. It's a pretty sweet target to be able to chord for if you've got a nice board. Opponent goes for any kind of board wipe, you can chord for Orion, save your team. Pretty nice application. Otherwise, you can, just even chording at the end of one of your opponent's turn, blink your team. Tons of value. It's pretty nice to be able to chord for Orion. I am kind of excited to test this new card. I think it's pronounced like Nyambi. I think it's this guy's daughter, Teferi's daughter, and it's a. I should have brought up a picture of it, but it's a 2-drop, 1 white, 1 blue. I think it's a 2/2, and when you cast it, it has flash. Cast it whenever you want. Bounce a creature back to your hand that you control. If you do that, you gain life equal to the creature's power, I think. So it's a way to gain life. It's a way to save creatures. It's a way to reuse ETB effects with those creatures that you bounce. So Nyambi seems like it might be really great value in the deck. At the same time, one of the variants that's been doing the best, I think, has been, according to the Soulherder channel in the Toolbox Discord server, CFT's approach with Ether Vial and Eladamri's Call rather than Chord of Calling. Seems like it's been doing pretty well, and so to kind of put the two together a little bit, Alicia has been running a list lately. It's got 80 cards, it's got Ether Vial, but she's taking the approach more with trying to combo with some of the cards she's already been comboing with, like Tidehollow Sculler. If you guys don't know this already, Tidehollow Sculler is a pretty awesome combo with Ephemerate because Tidehollow enters the battlefield, it gets 2 triggers. If you ephemerate it, that means that the card that you take out of the opponent's hand for the first ETB trigger will be exiled forever because the second trigger that goes on the stack will have no effect, basically, because it'll resolve before you actually take a card. It's all pretty technical, but Tidehollow Sculler, just pretty amazing with Ephemerate. If you add Nyambi to the mix, Nyambi, I'm not exactly sure how you say the name, the card. Have to choose a pronunciation and stick with it. You can play Tidehollow Sculler whether with Ether Vial or just by paying mana, and then again with the triggers on the stack, you can flash in Nyambi, pick it back up to your hand. And then, yeah, basically the ETB trigger, the LTB, the leaves the battlefield trigger, will go on the stack on top of everything. It'll resolve before you even exile a card from the opponent's hand. Then when you finally do exile a card from the opponent's hand, it'll never go back to their hand. So Tidehollow Sculler also trying to combo with the traditional combo of Wasteland Strangler. Basically, Tidehollow Sculler keeps something temporarily in exile. Wasteland Strangler comes, processes that card into the graveyard. Now the opponent's never going to get it back. Even if they kill the Tidehollow Sculler, Wasteland Strangler is going to kill one of their creatures. All sorts of synergies going on. Nyambi just sort of like adds to the mix. Nyambi's also kind of a crazy combo with Spell Queller. So we're going to be looking to run the full playset of Nyambi's, but is it Nyambi or Naimbi? I'm not sure if it's IA or AI, but whatever. I'm kind of excited about the card. I've been looking for that kind of an effect for a long time in the deck and have been testing different things. Like, I think, do I have this card online? I must. Jeskai Barricade. I'd imagine a bunch of you guys are probably not familiar with this card. It's pretty fringe, but it's got flash, like Nyambi. And you know what? I'm going to look up this card because I like to be confident on my pronunciations. Let's see it. Nyambi. MTG. It is a real name, actually. It's not some made up jibber jabber that Wizards uses a lot of the time. Yeah, so I'm going to say Nyambi. We're going to stick with that tonight. Who is texting me? All right, somebody can't join me. But for those of you guys who are here, welcome. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's go back to the chat and go back to the list and the discussion. So Jeskai Barricade, it's a wall. You flash it in, you block something, and you return a creature to your hand. So if you previously played a Coiling Oracle, bounce it back to hand, play it back out again, get that sweet enters the battlefield value again. Obviously, bouncing creatures back to hand a little bit better if you've got Ether Vial. That way, you're just vialing things right back in rather than untapping and recasting them. So yeah, looking forward to testing Nyambi, which is an upgrade to Jeskai Barricade in pretty much every way. Nyambi also has an activated ability that lets you pay mana, tap her, pitch a legendary card, and then draw 2 cards. So we're going to be running like Orboro, the land, I think it's Orboro. Palace in the Clouds, just pretty basic card. Like a lot of decks play this. Mono Blue Tron will play this card. The reason it's strong in some decks, like for example Mono Blue Tron, they can generate 2 blue mana if they need to. You can bounce it back to your hand. Same thing Merfolk uses it for. They can also return it to their hand to protect their blue mana. Like if somebody tries to blow up Mono Blue Tron's blue source, they can bounce it back to their hand, that kind of thing. It's just a very flexible card, but it also happens to be legendary. So if we draw Oboro, we don't need extra blue mana. Nyambi is just going to let us tap, pitch this, and draw 2 cards, which seems pretty strong. And then, you play an Eternal Witness, get back the Oboro, pitch it again with Nyambi, draw 2 more cards. Just seems like could be a lot of value. At any rate, one of the reasons I love this deck so much is, apart from the mechanics and how fun it is, just in general, I like that it's kind of experimental. There's not even close to a definitive list. There's so many variables. It could be 60 cards, it could be 80 cards. You can have Ether Vial, Chord of Calling, Dorks, no Dorks, Astrolabe, no Astrolabe, complete creature toolbox. You can have, more spells. It's all over the place. People are having a lot of fun doing lots of different things. And with each set that comes out, like, we're going to always have new things to test, whether it's just simple, like, new ETB creatures. I guess in this case, that one's going to be Nyambi. In future sets, who knows what it'll be, but it's going to be fun. Yeah, DV, welcome. It does sound super fun. The idea of casting... we're going to play some Teferis too, so you get that synergy with Spell Queller. So, you quell a spell, and then the opponent, if they kill the Spell Queller, if there's a Teferi on the board, they don't get to cast their spell because they can't do things at instant speed. Ephemerate just gets so much stronger with Teferi on the board. So, just looking to combo with Nyambi. Honestly, I feel like the deck in general is pretty dirtily always. Like, no matter what you do with Soulherder, it's a pretty dirtily deck. And so it loves its life gain, being able to hang on against aggressive decks. So in this build, you can see I've got Charming Prince, I've got Knight of Autumn, I've got Uro, I've got Siege Rhino. Plenty of access to life gain at different CMCs, 2, 3, and 4. So Nyambi is just going to add a little bit more value in that sense. She's going to help us gain life. Hopefully repeatedly. I guess, like, some tricks, like if you... end step with Soulherder, you bounce Nyambi. She's going to bounce another creature back to your hand. I guess that doesn't trigger Soulherder twice, but it will gain you life in addition to getting an ETB value creature back to your hand. So I'm sure we're all going to learn a lot about what she can do. I know Alicia in the Soulherder Discord is already excited. She's been testing it on Cockatrice. She's not an official platform, so you can test whatever cards you want. So she's already been up to some shenanigans with Nyambi. So, not really sure what the plan is this evening. I guess I can try a league. Honestly, I've been playing more Merfolk this past week. I've been trying to figure out like how to balance this Bant deck. I started off playing blue-white, I think, based on a deck that Merfolk player had been doing well with. I think Cactus Owie Smock is the name of the player. Blue-white, and then I think, obviously some people were still on blue-green, playing Kumena Speaker and Mistbinder, and then a couple people in the Discord just jammed the blue-white and the blue-green together. People have been finding that Mariner was really strong, and then of course there have been plenty of results with Speaker and Mistbinder, so why not try them all together? It's a low CMC deck because we're running Lurrus, and it's just been feeling really good. The one tricky spot is the mana base. So I've been trying to figure out how the mana wants to be. I've replaced some Vapor Snags with some Spell Pierce. Just seems pretty strong against like a ton of decks, whether it's Tron or Prowess. Like Spell Pierce is going to catch people off guard. Anyhow, that's all just to say I have not been playing a lot of Soulherder. I'm going to be a little bit rusty, so I guess I will. I don't know if I want to play a league. Actually, you know what, guys? I probably don't have time to play a full league tonight because this deck goes to time every single game, and they're doing an update for Magic Core Set 2021 tomorrow at 9 a.m. or well, that's Pacific, I think. So maybe like noon my time. I just don't think I'm going to be able to finish a league before they do the downtime, and that's when the league ends. So you can see this here. Entry for the league closes in 10 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and just play some queues tonight. The league will refresh after tomorrow's update, and I'm going to try this new build with all of the Nyambi combo trickery. But for tonight, we can just have some fun playing the 60 card black with Siege Rhino. So it looks like we have an opponent already queued up. The Force of Will Gaming. It sounds like a game store or something. Like this is the official account of the Force of Will Gaming. All right. Like 5 lands. These hands are so annoying, right? Because like let's try to imagine if it was a mulligan to 6, right? If it was like 4 lands, Ice Fang, and Ephemerate, it would be borderline. We'd be like, I'll keep it, so I'll keep it unhappily. But on a 7, I feel like I can mulligan this. 5 lands is just a little bit too much. And this looks much better. So not knowing what we're playing against, it looks like we're waiting for the opponent to think about their hand. Opponent's mulliganing as well. Not knowing what we're playing against, I do like leaving the Force in my hand. If I went down to 5, Force would be pretty bad because of the card disadvantage. But at this point, I think I'm just going to put the Siege Rhino at the bottom because I don't have the mana to cast it, whether like just quantity or colors. So I'm going to keep this, put the Siege Rhino to the bottom, hope that I'm playing against some kind of busted combo deck that just folds to Force of Negation. So let's see if the opponent keeps their 6 or if they go lower. All right, so they kept 6. The hand is a little bit awkward because Canopy Vista is almost certainly going to come in tapped next turn. Unless I happen to draw like running basic lands. Now this is currently my only blue mana, so if the opponent like lightning bolts it, I might just have to pitch the Soulherder to protect my mana. Well, we see Windswept Heath, and what else? Breeding Pool into not Astrolabe. All right, well, Noble Hierarch. Probably Infect. Could be Soulherder, but probably Infect, in which case the Force of Negation, pretty good. I'm going to start off with the Oracle here. Okay, that's actually excellent. Now, it would be nice if I could draw another land next turn so that I could like play Deputy, and if they have a protection spell for their Infect creature, potentially just Ephemerate the Deputy. Yep, so it is Infect. Okay, so Blighted Agent, again, we're just kind of hoping for... We've got some nice interaction in hand. Okay, and we continue to draw nice interaction. So plenty of blue cards to potentially pitch to force of negation. I think I'm going to attack with Exalted here. Go for Deputy. They're going to try to protect it. And on a mulligan to 6, I can't imagine they've got... I mean, they could very well have some combination of lethal pump spells if they have the protection now plus 2 more pump spells. But it sort of seems like the way to go here. I'll still have Force up, so we should be good. They do know that I have this Deputy if they've been paying attention. And I can't block this thing anyway, so I'm going to attack with Exalted. DV Neil, how are you doing today? How's your week been? You've been playing Magic? What's up? What's been going on? So come on, no protection spell 1 time. But Infect always has it, so I know what's up. Alright, well done, Infect opponent. Honestly, if they knew that I had the Deputy and I was on a mulligan to 6, not likely to have too much interaction, they could have played that after I attacked to buff the Blighted Agent and just eat my... Oh, they're not going to win now, are they? I'm going to let this resolve. So again, I'd still just really like to draw a land. Getting locked inside because we're all still on lockdown, getting to watch a lot of streams. Well, yeah, that's an upside. All right. So I think I have to go Soulherder here, blink the Deputy, and then force whatever kind of pump spells they have. We're just not drawing into our lands here. It's getting a little bit clunky. But now we do have a free Soulherder to pitch. So I'm at 6 poison already. Not really presenting the fastest clock here. Would be awesome to get a second blue source to be able to cast Venser at some point. Infect doesn't really run removal, so we are going to get to blink this and hopefully burn a pump spell. They will still have the Ink Moth, though, but they do have to contribute mana to activating it. We don't have any flyers right now, which is unfortunate. One of the things that makes this a positive matchup is our Ice Fang Coatls just like line up super favorably with Inkmoth Nexus. Okay, well, on their mulligan to 6, they've had 2 Infect creatures, permanent buffs with Noble Hierarch, and 2 protection spells on top of Might of Old Krosa. So hopefully they're starting to run a little bit dry here. We don't have a lot of time left, though. We kind of need to draw some stuff. Well, I'll have to read that later. It looked interesting. They have not played a land here, and that would be 3 on this plus 1 here would be lethal. So I think it's time to counter, pitch the Soulherder, and pray that we draw blue land. If we draw a blue source, we can bounce both of their Infectors next turn. They're going to activate this, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. Seems like the line. Actually, they don't have to. They don't have to because they have they would just attack for 2 Exalted, but they have another pump spell. This is like the most insane hand over here. I mean, it is kind of perfect, right? They have... Right, so this guy gets pumped up. Opponent's thinking about doing something. Maybe they're just playing with my head here. All right, so we take 2. I guess, yeah, we really need blue mana. Oh god, Spellskite. I think that might be lights out here. Wow. Quite the hand out of the infect opponent. I mean, I guess I can blink the deputy. Spellskite's gonna absorb the first one though. Ephemerate and grab the blighted agent, and now I can flash in Coatl, so that's actually a line. So let me attack with Soulherder, see if they block with Spellskite. If they do, I can ephemerate the deputy to blink the Soulherder. I mean, sorry. Blink the deputy, grow the Soulherder. They can't redirect it, but deputy's gonna come in, and they're gonna redirect it to Spellskite, and I'm gonna steal the Spellskite anyway. I mean, they might just take damage. I mean, I guess we'll see how it goes. Although, this is so tricky. They can't really attack with both of these things. Well, they wouldn't really, right? I mean, in a sense, they're both unblockable, so why not attack with both of them? But they've got the unblockable with Hierarch, so I could, just in theory... All right. I mean, attacking with Soulherder seems pretty free, so I'm going to do that now. We've got Ice Fang over here. We've got Ephemerate over here. I imagine they're going to get in with the Blighted Agent and leave the Inkmoth Nexus back. So if they block with Spellskite here, I should blink an Oracle, grow him. All right, let's see how this goes. Block it, opponent. I love this tension here. Block it. Block it. I'm gonna blink the Coiling Oracle. They didn't do it. All right, so now I think we should be sort of okay, I think. All right. Let's see how it goes. Gonna blink this guy. Gonna target the Blighted Agent. They're gonna redirect it to Spellskite. Paying 2 life in the process. Okay. Yeah, they're going to redirect it, right? They had to think about it, though. And, you know, rather than let them sort of magically top deck a Spell Pierce, well, let's see. If I ephemerate the deputy... Oh, this is so complicated. Yeah, I need... Oh my god. I think I need to ephemerate the deputy now, grab the Blighted Agent. They're going to get the Spellskite back, but it doesn't matter too much because I can... I don't know if I should play around Spell Pierce. It's just like kind of probably not a reality, possible reality. So they have a Spellskite. They activate and attack with Blinkbond Nexus. Unfortunately, I don't have Death Touch, so I could potentially... Why don't I just let them attack? Because they're probably going to attack with the... I'm not going to play around Spell Pierce. Let's just see how they do it. We just want to draw another blue land for Venser, and then we're just like so good if that happens. So they're going to get in with the Blighted Agent, I'm sure. Exalted. This actually is unfortunate because they could have a third protection spell. If they do, I can play the Ice Fang and hopefully draw into a Force of Negation. Oh, you know what? This actually doesn't work anyway. I was half doing the math, but they can just redirect to Spellskite again. This is pretty terrible. Ugh. Yeah, I messed it up, guys. I played it sort of carefully for a second, but then I messed it up. Blah. Blah. That's why I should have done it on the end step. No, it actually didn't matter anyway. I just going to think through this for a second. If I had blinked the deputy, this exact situation would have presented itself, and they would have just gotten to redirect to Spellskite again. So Spellskite just kind of like wrecks deputy, apparently. Let's just make sure that I'm not actually messing this up. Let's go for this. They're going to redirect it to Spellskite. And I'm just dead. This is stupid. I don't think there was really anything I could do. The whole time I just really needed to draw a blue land. Because then Venser bounces something, and then Soulherder bounces Venser again. And then we can just keep doing that for the whole game. Particularly, the Ephemerate would have been solid on the next turn. But at this point, we're just toast. I can't, yeah, it was just too good of a hand. Really perfect balance of pump spells, protection spells, multiple threats. All right, so Teferi, fortunately, is kind of the nuts against Infect. Worship, on the other hand, is pretty terrible. Spore Frog. Spore Frog prevents infect damage as well as regular damage, right? Pithing Needle can name Inkmoth Nexus, so I think it is worth bringing in. Winds of Abandon is sort of okay, just as some kind of removal. Stonehorn Dignitary, amazing in the matchup. Gonna want to cut Thragtusk. They don't have a lot of removal, and the life gain is irrelevant, so I think Charming Prince can come out. This is a legitimate situation, I think, where Charming Prince should get cut or can get cut. I know I've said many times that you should never trim Charming Prince because then you're always going to want to draw it. Similarly, Oro's kind of unnecessary since it just like buffs our life total. Night of Autumn in combination with Ephemerate can blow up, and Inkmoth Nexus might not be good enough. Siege Rhino's kind of a win condition. Venser, obviously amazing. I don't know that we're going to be able to get to Orion, so I think I can trim that. Spore Frog, we're going to leave our Chords in, I guess. All of our Eternal Witnesses in. We didn't actually see any of those this game. So opponent probably not going to bring in Grave Hate. Unless they know about Soulherder. Not really sure about Night of Autumn. I think I'll just put Night of Autumn in the board. Then we've got one more cut to make. Siege Rhino, I'm kind of on the fence about Siege Rhino. Oh, hold on. Night stays in because of Spellskite. We can trim Siege Rhino and... maybe one Oracle. No, I mean, Soulherder's pretty good in matchups where they don't have removal. So, I mean, a line on the play of going like land, Dork, Soulherder is pretty strong. All right, I mean, this is going to be good enough. We're going to go blue, white, green. Actually, yeah, we have to do that, unfortunately. But we would love another snow permanent to turn on our Death Touch. After Ice Fang, we can chord for like Spore Frog. So we're going to keep this. Opponent mulls to 6. They mulled to 6 last game, though. Yeah. So they're sticking on 6 here. Okay, we do like to see the turn 1 hierarch, I think. It's just like not their absolute fastest start, which, we definitely appreciate that. So, yeah, we're going to get Hallowed Fountain tapped. And just in case they bring in like Mystical Dispute, something like that, I might just main phase this Coatl. Drawing another Coatl is actually pretty solid. I mean, I don't really have anything to do this turn. I'd like to draw blue lands here. Path is actually way better than a blue land. So, forget I said anything. So maybe the opponent has no other lands and they... Glistener Elf. Well, we've got blockers for days, so and ephemerates. Well, there's a blue source. That's beautiful. In this spot, I only have the one Tangle land right now, the green-white. I replaced the blue-white with Hallowed Fountain. I was getting screwed a little bit too often. So we're going to be able to Venser pretty soon. Path is good. Definitely would like to get this Ice Fang down. And if I play this, I have extra Death Touch. No, extra Death Touch. I have an extra Snow Permanent to establish Death Touch. So I'm just going to... I'm going to attack here and then pass the turn. Opponent can't have like everything. They can't have removal for or counter for Ice Fang and have something to prevent Path from killing their creature. I mean, I'm pretty telegraphing this Coatl here, but they don't know what the extra white is for. And if they go in this turn, then I can just untap and bounce the Glistener Elf. But we saw that they missed a land drop on their second turn, and it looks like they're missing a land drop on their third turn. Scale up. This is sort of fine, because we're going to flash this thing in with Death Touch. And if they have something like a Mystical Dispute with Noble Hierarch, then I just have the Path, so... Opponent not happy with this, I don't think. But they could have the Mystical Dispute, which would be pretty nutty. And they do. They always do. So, get wrecked, opponent, and my turn. Mystical Dispute. Oh, man. Force is good, but I think I'm just going to tap out. I think I'll just bounce their Hierarch. Which means... I mean, they didn't play a Blighted Agent yet. And if they just, like... If I bounce Hierarch and they don't draw another land, they just have to replay their Hierarch. And then I can start ephemerating the Venser. I could also cord for stuff, but I can cord for something bigger once I have Venser on the board. I do need to get another green pip to be able to cord it all, so I guess I'll probably get like a breeding pool here. Yeah, cording for Soulherder seems pretty good. Normally I would want to bounce lands, but in this case I think bouncing the Hierarch is just better. Now drawing a land next turn would be sweet because I could cord for Soulherder. Could cord for Soulherder and Ephemerate Venser, bouncing two things. I kind of hate that there's like a 1 mana counterspell for blue things now. So replay the Hierarch. Pass the turn. All right, there we go. You know, since they obviously they have no infected creatures, I might just keep building the board up. I can play this, and then I could cord for 2. I could just cord for Eternal Witness, which seems actually pretty sick just to get the Ephemerate loops going. So I think I actually want to do that. I think I want to cord for Eternal Witness. Whether to do it now or on their turn, sort of hard to say. I think actually I'll do it on their turn, and then I can force if they try to like Spell Pierce or Mystical Dispute by pitching the Coatl. No attacks into the intimidating Noble Hierarch. Now I could just Ephemerate and bounce that back to the opponent's hand. Yeah, getting back land would be good. That's a good call. And then Ephemerate, but in this case, I can. I mean, I guess I can resolve and I can just go grab a path. It's complicated. I mean, yeah, that's an option, of course. I can just bounce the creature with Soulherder and Venser. And then I've got Ephemerate up as well. All right, so this is fine. I think the plan is still the same. We've got Force backup still if they do have another counterspell. Hang on a second, though. I was going to go get Eternal Witness. I think I still want to do that. And then I can cord. You know what? I don't need to get a land then. I can just do this. There will be an extra body on the battlefield. So I will have Ephemerate up anyway. All right, so we're going to get an Eternal Witness. Eternal Witness is going to get back cord. Well, all right. I guess we just do it the old-fashioned way here. And then I can cord for better things. I can go blue, white, green. And I don't think I'm going to cord. Am I going to cord? They probably have some protection, in which case I can just I can flicker or just blink the Venser. No, I think just waiting for like untapping and getting Stonehorn seems better. I'm pretty sure we've got this game, but then we do have to play against Infect on the play next game. I mean, they're on the play, which is always very scary, very difficult. I have gotten pretty lucky this game, drawing some nice interaction. Opponent is thinking about this. I mean, that can resolve and they can draw a card, but I'm going to do this now. They couldn't possibly have force pitching a blue card. That would be ridiculous. Okay. All right, so Infect threat off the table for the time being. Soulherder growing nicely. Opponent probably going to hit their land drop since they're just drawing cards. There we go. We have currently 8 power on the board. Okay, Blighted Agent. That works. All right, we get to just do this right now, which is very fun. I still don't think I have to. I still don't think I have to chord for Stonehorn. I mean, the opponent. I'm going to get two blinks plus force next turn, so I'm just going to get in. They could try to like burn a pump spell to grow the Blighted Agent, but that seems poor. I don't know. I do also have Ephemerate plus Force up right now. So this guy is 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't get quite big enough yet. All right, so that's going to resolve. And resolve. I guess damage is going to resolve. We can just go ahead right now. See how this goes. So once again, I guess opponent tanking about this. Did they? Okay, all right. All right, we're going to go for the Ephemerate. And if they have a second protection spell, we're just going to force it. This is quite a stack. Let's see if we can grow the stack a little bit. Yeah, we're going to grow the stack. We're fighting. All right, that's screenshot worthy. Oh, what are you doing, opponent? Wait, what? Okay, I don't think they did anything. It said opponent was paying costs. Okay, they just scooped. Oh my god. I thought they had a force of negation. That would have been ridiculous, but I don't think that Infect plays that card. Too many green spells in their deck. Ugh, man. Gonna have a heart attack. I think that plan is pretty good. I don't think there's anything better to bring in from the sideboard. Let's keep in mind that we can chord for Spore Frog, let the opponent go all in, and then cast like chord for 1. Hopefully they wouldn't have counter magic. You know, they're playing Mystical Disputes. They probably don't have Spell Pierce if they're running Disputes. So if they don't have Spell Pierce, we can resolve chord for 1 after they've burnt like two pump spells, and we can just sacrifice the Spore Frog. No, it was the end of my turn, Neil. It wasn't their turn. I was just like Soulherder's triggers were on the stack. It was my end step. It gets complicated when you're playing against Infect, like when you try to interact. This looks gasalicious. Turn 1 birds, turn 2 Teferi, bounce whatever. Just nutty. Opponent's mulliganing as well. Also, we've got like backup removal. These ephemerates. Ephemerate's like the best card in the deck, so eventually we'll draw into some creatures that are worth blinking. But this hand is pretty good. Opponent's keeping 6. No turn 1 play. Love it. That means we get to bounce their Blighted Agent on turn 2. Spore Frog for the win. I think we might as well. I mean, honestly, life total's not an issue in this matchup. Although Death Touch can be, but it looks like they're playing a Blighted Agent kind of game, so no blocks anyway. So Death Touch might not be that relevant. I think that Mana Colors might be more relevant, but we do have the birds. So I think I'll just get basic. They could have like a Dismember, in which case basic Forest could be a liability. I think basic Forest is okay in this spot. Balances the desire for Death Touch and, balancing our colors. If they have Dismember, that's a bit of a blowout, but we have to see what, happens. All right, no Dismember. Maybe they're thinking there are more important things. Maybe it's an Inkmoth match game. Or maybe it's both. Spellskite. All right, well, we can bounce the Spellskite. That's fun. I could do that. But then they get to attack Teferi. Maybe I just want to keep ticking Teferi up, honestly. Basic land there is actually pretty nice. Let's see. So if I play Teferi and bounce this guy, they get to kill Teferi. So I really don't want to do that. So what are the odds they can kill me? I think 0. But they could scale up and just kill Teferi. That's sort of a fine play as well. I do like drawing cards, though. Yeah, let's tick up Teferi. I don't know. Next turn, I can tick down, I guess. We'll see how it goes. Opponent mulled to 6, so hopefully they don't have the super crazy nuts like they had in the first game. And we are hitting our land drops towards Winds of Abandon eventually. Third land is a little bit scary because it means they get to activate and then potentially pump. Oh, looks like that's not what's happening. Looks like they're going for Blighted Agent plus Protection Spell. Path, I guess, would be decent. Eternal Witness is cool because Eternal Witness can buy back to Fairy. Yeah, we're at this point. They're going to have a protection spell. I'm fairly certain here, but I think I want to try to bounce the Blighted Agent. And then if they redirect it to Spellskite, maybe they'll do it with mana, maybe they'll do it with life, maybe they'll just pay for protection spell. If I'd actually well, let's just go for I don't know. If I go for Blighted Agent, they almost certainly can't let it resolve, and Spellskite's going to get bounced regardless. Oh, Teferi passive, exactly. I haven't played with Teferi in long enough. My brain shutting down. So I am going to just try to bounce this thing. They're going to redirect it to Spellskite. And I guess they're going to pay. Either way, I'm going to make them pay some life, right? All right. So Spellskite getting bounced. Then we can Winds. We've got a Force with no blue. So let's see. If Inkmoth gets in, I can potentially block with birds and then ephemerate the birds. So the plan here is to Winds and then play Spore Frog and then hold up ephemerate, I guess. I'm running slightly low on time, being extremely thoughtful this game. But actually, I guess Inkmoth getting in. What is the better plan? Playing. Well, no, I mean, I want to. If I look, it's like I was conflicting ideas here. I can play Spore Frog now, and then just sack the Spore Frog, and then get the Spore Frog back with Eternal Witness. It's like build your own Stonehorn Dignitary. But yeah, I guess I could have tapped differently here. Yeah, but if I block with Bird, I would need mana up to Ephemerate, right? So I wouldn't have been able to do both things. Tap Bird for its own Ephemerate, of course. Makes so much sense. All right, I have to start playing a little bit faster. I'm already in the... I'm sort of happy to take 1 for the time being. And I can cast sorceries on the opponent's turn. Oh wait, this is going to be 1 no matter what. Are they going at me or Teferi? They're going at Teferi. Sort of okay. Man, I don't know. I'm playing a little bit weird here. Another Eternal Witness. I can leave up the birds. I can't leave up the birds because I gotta pay green for this. If Eternal Witness can get back a land, nah. Let's just get back this. And I'll take this up, and we will attack. can't cast Wind yet. I mean, I'm going to. Well, let's just see how this goes. I'm not going to respond to chat for a little while. I just need to actually concentrate and win the game. So using every second now, I've been extremely loose with my time this game. All right, so Teferi means no instant speed stuff from the opponent. So play fast, get back Spore Frogs, keep attack and do some damage. So I'm going to sack Spore Frog and then just play another Eternal Witness. Keep growing the board. Keep ticking up Teferi. Spellskite is okay, I guess, right? Okay. I guess we have to do Spore Frog here. No extra green mana. Oh, you know what? I can ephemerate to get green mana. So I'll do that now. I don't care about this. Not going to sack the Spore Frog. They can't do anything. I need some beef. I need some power. That can do something. Chord for Soulherder. Grow the Soulherder. One more land, and I can cast Winds. Did I forget to? Yeah, I didn't play my land. I could have sworn I saw it outlined, but I can only spend like a tenth of a second thinking about each play now.
Should have winced. I think, yeah, I'm gonna do this anyway. Sorry guys, like I'm running out of time. What am I blinking? Now I'm going to wins this guy. Oh shit. Pitch one of those. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 damage. I need to exile some stuff. I think I got this. Oh, I didn't even tick Teferi up. That's ridiculous. I think we got this. Yeah, I think it's Xaxes. If it wasn't, I could just blink Eternal Witness again, but this is fun this way. Gotta make it exciting for you guys. Jeez. I don't have to do that to myself. Like, I just took like so long thinking about all my lines in that game. Oh my god. I'm gonna take a break for a second. All right, hey guys. So that was an exciting match. Actually, that was probably definitely the coolest use of Spore Frog that I've had yet by far. Between Teferi, Spore Frog, Eternal Witness, it's like, what can they do? Like, the idea of dismember on my turn or something is a possibility, but they can't do that with Teferi, right? So Teferi and Spore Frog means they have to address Spore Frog on their turn, which is impossible because I can just sack it in response. And then if I have access to the graveyard, it's just kind of game over. The problem with going, well, they had the out that they had was me going to time. Yeah, and that was a pretty real hope. The worst thing about going to time, I should say, is that it becomes kind of a dexterity issue, right? Like, how fast can I execute all my clicks? And you don't really want to put that kind of pressure on yourself if it's not super necessary. Oh man, what a hand. What a hand. It's so rare to actually get like beautiful hands like this. You know, if it's aggro, paying life to play a shock could potentially hurt, but I've got the Stonehorn in my opening hand, which should hopefully slow down any kind of aggression. Aw, man, this is like the one thing that could... Okay, what is this? Guys, this is why you should all play Qs. This is sick. Whenever a creature dies, you put a quest counter on this thing. Remove 3 quest counters, sack it, create a zombie. All right. Okay, cool. So they're probably going to have a lot of creature removal, which means I think I'd rather play Coiling Oracle and hold up Ephemerate. Siege Rhino's a nice one. I'm going to start with Coiling Oracle and see what I draw. Although, hang on a second. I could always just go, like, get blue. But if they kill the birds at some point, I really want to have black anyway. But the only black that I have is attached to green with the Overgrown Tomb. So go, like, black, green, blue. And that would ensure that I have Ephemerate up. Okay, opponent knows about Force of Negation. I do have a blue spell to pitch if I see fit. The opponent tries to go for some removal and start putting counters on this ridiculous card. It has pretty sick art. I can Ephemerate and I can counter in response if they want to. Hang on a second. All right, well, we're going to Ephemerate in response to that and hope that they don't have another Fatal Push. But if they do have another Fatal Push, we've got something for it. I mean, the reason it's okay to pitch Soulherder, which is obviously a bomb in this spot, is, you know, if this resolves, we're going to draw 2 cards with Coiling Oracle. Oh, they're going for the birds? So we're going to Ephemerate this, and they're going after the birds. I still think I have to to force this. I mean, it's like land destruction at this point, so I think pitching this seems fine. It's also going to prevent counters from getting on top of this thing, right? Yeah. I mean, the odds of having exactly blue mana on top to get Soulherder on the board seem fairly slim. So now if we draw any land, we get to get Siege Rhino down. And we got a lot of looks at it with Coiling Oracle and then the rebound. All right, so we're going to catch a rebound on our next turn. Hopefully hit a land, slam a Siege Rhino, and just go to town. Okay, well, no land, but we can play an Eternal Witness and get back Force of Negation? I don't know what I want to do here. I could also get back a land, ensuring access to Siege Rhino next turn. Yeah, we leave the Ephemerate in hand for the time being. Actually, no. If we get a land, it will give us access to Ephemerate. Yep, I think we're all on the same page, guys. I think that seems like a good line. So green, green, green. We can go get a hallowed fountain. Pretty shock heavy game here. I'm gonna wait to see if the opponent has removal. I don't need to crack this right now, I don't think. I think Vexing Devil is gonna. I'm gonna leave him on the battlefield. This is a funny deck we're playing against. We do not want to take damage. Another land. Okie dokie. Okay, looks like they're going for something with 2 CMC. Come on, try to kill something, opponent. You know you want to. Come on. Oh, Tarmogoyf. All right, shields down. This deck could have a bunch of burn, but we're gonna hopefully gain some life with Siege Rhino. Yeah, that is kind of cool. I see the synergy, actually. That's pretty smart. Yeah, I mean, we got to get value now, so I'm going to get Hallowed Fountain. I kind of like just going after Oracle. Like, honestly, I don't really need to force too many things. Do I? I guess, I don't know. I'll get back Force and Negation. It's nice to have a counterspell in hand. Now we're going to draw a land for the turn. And if we don't, I can just play Stonehorn Dignitary and chill. Okay, so another Force. I think I'm just going to play Stonehorn. We've got Force backup. Sit behind Stonehorn for a little bit. On the other hand, what can we do? We could play Coiling Oracle and hold up Ephemerate. I think Stonehorn's just better. In hindsight, getting a land back would have been decent, but counter spells are pretty good too. All right, so opponent can't attack next turn. Pretty sure I'm just going to pitch a Force to this Force, and gonna jam Siege Rhino next turn, hopefully draw a land. Could always just Ephemerate Eternal Witness to get a land, but more important is getting down the life-gaining 4-drop. What is this? Beginning of your upkeep. If your opponents control no permanents with bounty counters, put a bounty counter. Whenever it dies, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Fair. Yep. Okay. All right. Don't really care about the zombie over here anymore, right? And now they're tapped out. I can do whatever I want. Birds. I could just go like Ephemerate, get back Ephemerate, Ephemerate Stonehorn, play a Birds. Probably is fine. But I do want to get a land, right? So, oy. Yeah, I think I need to wait on the life gain a little bit. I'm gonna play the Birds and do the double Ephemerate thing this turn. We've still got counter magic to prevent removal. Just going to ephemerate this guy right now. And as I said, just play a birds. So we'll have 5 mana next turn. We should be good to go. Yeah, he gets to put bounty counters on things. This is kind of silly almost because it's when it dies, right? Not when it leaves the battlefield. Yeah, when it dies. So opponent is... Stonehorn has a bounty on his head. That's kind of funny. Okie dokie. This is the fairest use of Insolent Neonate that I've ever seen. Okay, Tarmogoyf doesn't do very much. And they can't attack, so it's my turn again, and we finally have 5 mana. Guess I'll get a land. Nah, I like Ephemerate. It's hard to resist. I should probably get a land. Alright, cool. We got there. I'm gonna get my first basic of the game. It's gonna be a basic plains. So welcome to the stream, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the Soulherder action. I'm gonna go first for the Stonehorn Blink, though it doesn't actually matter. Let's see, black, green, white, and blue. Gotta pay blue for the Siege Rhino. Just get those extra points. All right, so now we've got. I mean, go for this now. They've only got 1 mana. Wait, hang on a second. Okay, cool. So now I can like ephemerate Siege Rhino if I feel like it. Yeah, I mean, I definitely... There's been other spots where I would have gotten a land there. It'd been a while since I'd drawn a land, so I just feel like I'm gonna start hitting them, and there's not too much that we need to do with mana at this point, apart from getting Siege Rhino on the battlefield with Ephemerate up. And we've got that covered now, so... I can force pitching force, and if they go for something else, I can Ephemerate getting back the force. Wow, this is not gonna do too much. Nah, no damage. I would prefer not to take damage. Thank you, opponent. I mean, it doesn't really matter which order I do this in, but gaining life up front seems reasonable. All right, double rebound coming. We're getting close to just having lethal. What a cool deck, though. Trying to make use of this new guy. All right, so now we've got double Ephemerate, double Force. Had a feeling I was going to draw a Coatl there. Shit, kind of the same plan. Just kind of like main phase this. Like, who cares, basically. Okay, so they can't attack, and we're just holding stuff up. I guess I might as well play some creatures. Oh, that was not correct. Okay. Yeah, you just pass the turn now. So opponent can't attack. Triple force. And with an Ephemerate on Siege Rhino, we can just double Ephemerate them on the upkeep, and that would be that. Let's check this guy out real quick. So he's got Death Touch. He's a 1/3. He's a mythic. At the beginning of your upkeep, you put a bounty counter on a creature or a planeswalker they control. Pretty spicy. They're trying to gain life. Not really feeling it. So, hang on. Let's just use one of these forces. Pitch the force. Even though I could hardcast it if I really wanted to. And this guy's not going to gain the life. Oh no, it does. It gains life right away, right? Yeah. All right. So it looks like they're passing here. So we are going to flash this thing in. Really doesn't matter, I don't think. And that should be it, hopefully. And I think, I'm just going to do it the right way, rather than going straight for Siege Rhino. Not really sure. Actually, you know what? I don't think there's a difference. I'm gonna do it this way. Now that I've got one of them in hand. All right. And now that we've got force backup, I'll just ephemerate him again. So it didn't make a difference. The force backup is just obviously countering whatever spell he could have. So. All right, so game 1 to the Soulherder deck, but I do love seeing the spice. Like, it's pretty cool, all right, so Spore Frog probably gonna be pretty good. Although Spore Frog, if he puts a counter on it, is gonna let him gain a bunch of life, but hopefully that shouldn't matter. Worship is pretty sick. No, I agree. The quest didn't do very much. All right, Spore Frog seems good. Purge, all these cards seem fantastic. Oh my god, Winds of Abandon, get in my deck, please. I could play Pithing Needle naming that quest. I don't even know what the name of it is. I didn't read it. Quest of the something something, and turn it off so that they can't sack it. I think that's an activated ability. Or is it a triggered ability? No, I think it's a... Whenever a creature dies, if it has blah, 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 you may sack it. If you do, I think it's a triggered ability. So we'll leave that in the sideboard. I don't think it's that important anyway. Teferi to bounce creatures? They have lightning bolts and fatal pushes. I mean, Teferi could be okay. Seems like Force is pretty terrible. I mean, it was nice having some of them to counter the removal, so maybe we keep in some forces. It's activated? I don't think I care that much, though. I mean, we can just bounce the token. I like all this stuff, but I do have to trim some stuff. I'll leave one force in the board and in the deck. I don't think it matters that much. Bolt decks, I usually take Deputy out. Knight can blow up their silly curse thing or whatever it is. Uro seems pretty gas with all their removal, kind of like that. Yeah, Veil is a good call. They do have push, right? They're probably going to have some kind of like Thoughtseize kind of stuff. So, what are we taking out? They did see a lot of graveyard stuff, but I don't think they're in the colors for like significant graveyard hate. Maybe I'll trim one Soulherder since they do have a lot of removal. And I mean, we're bringing in another 4-drop. I feel like maybe we can trim Urian, though it's a pretty solid blocker. Yeah, I don't know. I'll trim Urian. It's just pretty clunky as a 5-drop. Like, it's a pretty aggressive deck we're playing against. Nah, Knight of Autumn can blow up that enchantment that they were playing. And it can also gain life against aggro, so I think it's pretty good.
I mean, what we're looking for is like ephemerates, some creatures, and worship. And I don't really think there's a way for them to beat that. For everybody who's watching, I'm not sure if I know who plays Soulherder and not, and like who's just interested in the deck. Like DV, do you play Soulherder? I know Paintball Demon, you're building the deck right now, I think, right? That could be somebody else, but I'm pretty sure it's you who's been posting screenshots. Can I keep this? Whoa. All right, let's see. So opponent is beginning with 7 cards. We can, I mean, just having access to Spore Frog, potentially courting for Witness, seems pretty good, but a turn 2 Soulherder just eats a bolt or a push. 4 lands is pretty hefty. There's no value cards in here. What do you guys think about this hand? I mean, odds are, given how last game went, odds are they would just like bolt the birds on turn 1, which means we're not really doing very much. So I think this is a mulligan for me. Interested to hear your guys' thoughts on it. I treat these streams like a learning opportunity for pretty much like everybody who's here, myself included. You know, so no thoughts from the chat. So I guess I'm probably just going to go ahead and mulligan since that's my instinct here. Against a really removal heavy deck, we'd like some access to more value oriented creatures, I think, in the opening. I just don't think it does enough. This is better, but it's super awkward. Jeez. Any fetch land gets Eternal Witness online, Thrag. I'll keep this. I mean, it's really awkward. I'm gonna keep this and bottom the Thragtusk because it's so mana heavy. We'll draw a fetch land and all will be well in the world. If they open with Vexing Devil, we'll just take the 4 damage. We're not in a situation, or even close to it, where we can afford to have a 4-power creature repeatedly beating us down. Well, that's totally fine. Come on, fetch lands. Or just like a shock land that we can play tapped. Do you guys think this deck is playing Thoughtseize or Inquisition? I mean, they might. Another chord is extremely clunky. Extremely clunky. I don't know. So something like Collective Brutality targeting us or something so we can counter it with Veil of Summer would be pretty nice. I have a feeling the opponent's just going to play a bunch of creatures, though. Still looking for that land. We mulled to 6 on the draw. We're going to have 2 looks for that fetch land to be able to cast this Charming Prince. Thoughtseize me, opponent, please. I guess they don't like their hand, just sacking the Neonate. Collective Brutality me. Thoughtseize me. Inquisition me. Alright, this guy. So this lets them draws cards and gain life. But it targets... Yeah, so we could potentially counter this with a Veil of Summer if we feel like it. But that was a pretty nice draw, honestly. Quite nice. We're still on curve here. Nothing super out of the ordinary. After our mulligan to 6, we really just need to hit a land on either the Coatl draw or ideally off the Coatl and on the draw step next turn. This guy getting in for 1. Lighten me up. Opponent almost certainly with some kind of creature to follow up with, I'd imagine. Like an extremely creature-heavy deck. Could just be lands and removal in hand, in which case they could just kill my Coatl, but I do need to draw a card here. More than I need to worry about quest for the blah blah blah. I should probably check with the quest for the Gravelord. So gonna crack this, get a Fatal Push, or just bolt it, I guess, right? Okay. Fair. So they need to kill 3 things. Yeah. Including sacrificing creatures. Land, maybe? At some point? Oh, God. All right, now it's main phase time. All right. Okay, we'll pass the turn. If they try to push, like, end step, that would be beautiful, because then we can veil it. Come on. I'm guessing I probably shouldn't veil in response to this guy's silly trigger. So the opponent's down to 3 cards. I'm guessing they have another land in hand. Maybe not. Let's see how it goes. I'm definitely going to, well, let's see what they do. Ashiok. So I can veil the ability when they. Now I could just, I think what I'm going to do is get. Let's just let this resolve. I'm gonna get a basic. Well, if my Coatl dies, I think I want to play Soulherder next turn. So I am going to. Oh, he's doing it to himself. He's doing it to himself. That's wild. Oh, I can't fetch. Oh God. I can't fetch. I'm sorry, guys. You play a lot of Magic. You learn what cards do. You don't see the cards in a while, and then you just forget. So, opponent filling up their graveyard, getting it fat for. Now I have to attack down the Ashiok. That's annoying. Yeah, that was stupid. That was blah. Basic land off the top. Give it to me, please. Basic planes. Oh my God, I have 1 basic planes in the deck. Guys, like, spam some emojis. Let's hear it. I get to get rid of this silly counter, but it comes back, I guess. Oh, you know what? I can actually just play Charming Prince to blink this thing and continue holding up Veil. Never punished at all. Yeah, you know, I'd rather run out the Charming Prince if they try to, like... Yeah, I'm gonna exile that guy. And draw a card, which is always good. Need to hit some more basics, but, you know, I'm not gonna push my luck at this point. Well, non-fetch lands. Non-fetch lands. Deck is hooking it up. This is all good. We're just praying for a fatal push just to, like, blow this out. But even if the opponent, like, draws a card and gains 3 life, at this point, like, our deck doesn't care about that. The opponent has, like, a 17-turn clock right now. And we can always chord for, like, Venser to bounce the token. Filling up that graveyard. And can he attack? I guess we don't know what's in their hand, but Ashiok looking to go down next turn. Unearthing Tarmogoyf. Seems okay, I guess. Fatal push. So yeah, gonna take the 1 damage here, I think.
We can chord for some stuff. I can play this, and then we can chord for like Deputy to take away Tarmogoyf if you can kill Ashiok. Unfortunately, that wouldn't leave up mana for Veil. What's this? Ah, Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. You know, guys, I think I'm just gonna cycle this Veil now. I do need third green for Veil for sure. I actually can't cast this Eternal Witness right now, but I can get down Soulherder. I'm gonna let. I could draw into a Force of Negation and pitch Soulherder if I feel like it. Hold on a second. They played Unearth, so I can draw this because they played a black spell, right? Okay, I drew another Eternal Witness. That's cool. All right, so this guy's gonna die. Sort of falling behind here. Man, I should have cracked that land in response to Ashiok. I mean, I'm sort of halfway still in this game, but we're losing green to be able to chord, which is obviously pretty rough. Path. Okay, well, lands are sort of okay, but we're not drawing our green lands. This thing's gonna crack pretty soon, which is unfortunate. I guess I can just, gain life at this point with Charming Prince, just hope that we don't die. And I don't really have anything else I can do, so I should probably get my shock land down. If they have removal here, it's they're just F6'd, so no removal, I guess. I mean, scrying, I'm not dying next turn, so scrying actually seems better, I think. I see that you guys agree with me. Celestial Purge seems nice. So Uro also seems nice, honestly. I'm going to go Purge top, getting rid of Ashiok, cracking this. But then I shuffle away the Uro, so I have to wait to crack it. Anyhow, we're going to go top, I think. This is fine. Are you going to activate your Ashiok opponent? Oh my god, alright. Chord for... You got removal now? What's happening here? Oh, okay, alright, so... Come on, basic forest? I don't know. What do we want here? Oh, we got the Purge, of course. I so rarely scry, because Charming Prince is a singleton, so I tend to forget about things. No, alright. So, first things first... Well, so we know that we have we know that we have an Uro on top of the deck. I need to get rid of this Ashiok and get double green. I think I have to shuffle away this. Pretty sure I have to shuffle away the Uro. Can I afford to not play a spell here? I mean, I can't. I guess I just get back Purge and just wait till next turn. I guess I could have done that backwards. You know what? I'm gonna go get the. I have chords for Uro if I really want it. Not a big deal. And I don't know, I could get anything back. Like, everything's pretty good. I kind of want to just gain life now, guys. And, you know, I'm not exactly winning this game right now, so I should play sort of fast. I've won games in like 3 or 4 minutes using this deck before, but it's not something you want to set yourself up to do. We can untap and cord, which is kind of nice. Oh, all right. So they could kill me with Bolt, so I think I do have to chump block here, unfortunately. I have another Witness, so I can throw one Witness away, I guess. Witness is green, though, so hang on. Witness is green. I can cord for Deputy. I just need like an Ephemerate. Oh, wait a second. So they're going to have a bunch of guys here. I should just cord for Stonehorn Dignitary. And then we just start blinking. Seems pretty good. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Not really sure why I'm doing it in this order. I do need to do it like this. So awkward. Okay, so there's no way that they can get rid of anything right now. Oh, well, I guess Bolt could kill Soulherder, but guessing they don't have it. So I'm just going to go for stacking Stonehorn Dignitaries while I can. They can kill him, we can get it back. It's all good. Just need to play fast-ish. All right, so we're +2 with Stonehorn right now. And now it's just the grind. Now we just start the grind, start killing all their creatures. We do have Winds of Abandon in the deck. I can cord for any number of nice things. Uro probably sort of chief among them. I like gaining life, drawing cards. I mean, I'm playing kind of fast-ish. I can cord for another Soulherder. It seems kind of nice. I can even do it if I play an Oracle, I think. I don't know, whatever. Okay, we're still 2 in the bag, just for safety's sake. And I don't know, another cord seems pretty good. I guess we can get a Veil, protect stuff. Yeah, Veil seems okay. And you know what? I'm going to get a Forest right now anyway. Spark Elemental. Well, that thing can actually attack, not that it matters. Very interesting deck, though. Super interesting deck. Huh, okay. Well, that puts a counter on the thing. We've got 7, 10, 11. We're getting close to the... Still have one attack step in the bag. Sorry, what's happening here? Cancel. I mean, Cord would have been pretty good, I guess, but setting up to start attacking with my big Soulherders. Another Spark Elemental. Really doesn't matter. I mean, it is kind of fun when like opponents have like a glimmer of hope. You know, I'm gonna not even flash in the Coatl in case they do. They trigger like push off of that, off of Revolt. Okay, let's play a bunch of creatures. Okay, a bunch of creatures. Not really sure this matters. Maybe I should just gain life. It's a little bit silly. I think I'll wait one more turn before attacking. Got plenty of time. Since I have an attack in the bag, I could probably just start. I'm going to gain some life. Could also be blinking. No, okay. Let's see. Once again, having to play fast. What is happening here? Say okay. I think what's happening? I think the opponent's scooping. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay. So that's kind of how this deck wins, right? We just maneuver into extremely oppressive board states. Like that Path to Exile only contributes to the oppressiveness, the oppression. Yeah, I mean, but having two attacks in the bag, I don't have to blink this guy, so I could have blinked, could have like pathed, resolved a Soulherder targeting Eternal Witness, pathed again, get back path, resolve the other Soulherder targeting Witness, get back path again, and just immediately mow down all three of their creatures. Path, get it back, path, get it back, path. That's it, 3 creatures. Okay, all right, 2-0 for the evening. Not that this was a pretty favorable matchup for us. I think we mulliganed to 6 this game. Yeah, I did. I think I took a disciplined mulligan. It was like Spore Frog, Birds of Paradise, Soulherder, and 4 lands, and I think we just got like a significantly better opening hand. So I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back, and we'll do another match. All right. So, Yeah, that was this was the game where I drew the basic planes right off the top when I needed it, right? So that was a sick top deck. At that point, I must have had like 50 cards left in the deck. And it is getting so super humid in New York. All right, beat Infect and a very cool brew. I hope you guys enjoy watching that brew. I mean, it's not like a top tier deck, but who wants to watch the same matchups over and over again? That deck is pretty amazing, I think. I mean, amazing in the sense that somebody sat down and thought about interactions and is trying to see if they work. I mean, that's what Magic is all about. So I was asking you guys earlier if you guys play Soulherder, or if you just kind of like have been watching streams and following the Discord. I didn't notice if anybody answered me when I was asking that question earlier. Again, I think it was Paintball Demon who's been posting a couple of photographs, screenshots of assembling the 80 card Soulherder deck, which takes a lot of time and effort because it's just so many cards. For those of you who don't know, you can see my deck list if you click over here in the stream. It's a Cardboard Live plugin. It should show the correct deck list. For those of you, I guess, who'd rather see it this way. I'm just waiting for an opponent, so might as well be looking at something. DV, you play what? Like you play paper Soulherder or MTGO Soulherder? I think we have an opponent, so we're gonna jump back into that game. Okay, so we've lost the die roll, but this is a very keepable hand. We're looking for a 2-drop, a 2-drop. Soulherder certainly sort of sweetens the deal. We've even got a Force of Negation in case we're playing against a combo deck. Maybe playing against Tron, something like that. So sorry. So opponent's keeping on 6. I was saying sorry. DV. Okay, so it's just burn, which obviously makes the mulligan pretty good for us. Obviously, Charming Prince also quite good for us. Probably going to go get a tapped Temple Garden here. Coiling Oracle, another good one. The one thing that gets us in this matchup is potentially Eidolon, because it can deal a lot of damage really early in the game before we have a chance to like get a Court of Calling and get a Knight of Autumn to just kill the Eidolon. So we're hoping to whiff. The opponent whiffs on Eidolon. It looks like they are. And Lava Spike. I don't think it's time to start countering things yet. All right, so opponent with the creature-heavy opening on the Mull to 6. It's definitely one way to do a lot of damage really quickly. But we are going to get a Temple Garden and then just gain 3. Still holding up Force, and we can just play Uro the following turn. So Temple Garden tapped. Canopy Vista is cool because then I can go get like another basic with this one and then play Canopy Vista. Actually right away because of Uro, if that's the line that I choose. It'd be amazing if the opponent went for like a Searing Blaze next turn. Because we could force it, obviously. All right. Do it, opponent. Oh my god. So much value. I pitch Coiling Oracle because Uro is like a big Coiling Oracle. All right, well, do they have a bolt or something for this guy? I'm gonna bolt my face? What are they gonna do? This is the last card in hand. Having a good first, playing a solid game 1 against Burn is rare and very much welcome.
I've got 2 of my 4 life gain spells in hand at the beginning of the game. Opponent's slow rolling whatever card is in their hand. Sort of fine by me. Some burn players are actually on main deck. Are on main deck Skullcrack. All right, well, we are taking a bundle of damage here, but the opponent's empty-handed. We're going to keep gaining life. You know, I could get Soulherder down here, blink and gain 3, go up to 8. So I do need to play this land this turn. I kind of feel like just growing the board is probably better, like by playing Soulherder. Blinking Charming Prince. I could even get in with Charming Prince and then blink him. I don't think that the ramp with Uro is super relevant right now. If the opponent draws burn, well, I kind of need to block both of these things next turn. Well, no, I'm going to be at 7 life, so a bolt with 1 block should be enough to. Well, the opponent, yeah. So I'm going to crack this. Go to 4. Get another forest. Play Soulherder. Attack with Charming Prince, blink Charming Prince, and block with Charming Prince. That'll put an extra card in the graveyard, and we'll get that much closer. Yeah. So we're going to use its ability. We're going to gain 3. Opponent drew their card for the turn. I expect they'll start by cycling this thing, but yeah, there we go. 2 cards in hand, 1 land on the battlefield. I'm going to throw Prince under the bus here. I mean, all we want to do is gain some life. So if they have exactly Skullcrack, we get sort of blown out. All right, what you got? What you got? So if they bolt me, I take 3 plus 2 is 5. We gain some life next turn. Okay. Oh, are they going to Searing Blaze the Soulherder? Yikes! What a draw! What? Oh my god! I had to do the block. Otherwise, I think I just would have been dead on the spot, right? Yeah, I would have been dead. I would have taken another 2 damage. Wow, what a draw! I could go Ice Fang on the opponent's turn and have double Death Touch. Yeah, that was super rough. I don't love just going up to 5 because they get a draw and then they can cycle. But again, if they draw anything, I'm just dead basically. So, oh, I can't double Coatl unless I rip specifically blue mana, and I have to pay life. Like if I do that. So I think I have to like play Uro and then hope that I rip like a path. Or maybe an Ephemerate and then just Ephemerate to gain more life. Nah, I can't really do that, I don't think. Like the odds of hitting, I only have I think 1 other, maybe 2 other basic islands in the deck. I forget. I think it's 2. I've been changing it recently. Ugh. Oh, well, this is funny, right? I won't have Death Touch, which is rough. I'm at 5 life now, and I can double. So see, I would have died if I went Coatl looking for blue because I can't put it onto the battlefield. I'll be at 3, I'll just die. Hoping that they whiff. If I go down to 3, I'm setting myself up to take 2 if I don't play a creature next turn. If I play a Coatl, I don't see how it changes the math that much. So All right, so opponent, rip a land, please, one time. Don't have the nuts. Just once, please. Please, please, please. Oh, God. Get out of here. Opponent mulligan to 6. We had life gain plus blink. And what did they top deck? They top decked. There was a Searing Blaze. I think they just ripped a Searing Blaze. That was it. Searing Blaze into Boros Charm. Oh, they cracked a Sunbake Canyon. Worship is amazing against Burn if you guys have never played this card against them. Obviously, Forge Tender, both Purges. Spore Frog doesn't quite make the cut, I don't think. And that's about it, I think. Teferi's interesting, but I don't think it's really worth it. So we're going to cut Deputy. Opponent's going to get 4 Skullcracks now. We're going to cut Urian because it's kind of an unrealistic dream, I think. We're going to be looking to Cord for Burrington. We're going to be looking to particularly get Burrington plus Worship down because that's kind of an unbeatable combo unless they happen to draw Path to Exile, in which case I would have to have an Ephemerate. Soulherder is a little fragile in the matchup, though it's still pretty... And Venser's pretty bad, so I'll take Venser out. Even though it's one of our plus 3, like above 3 CMC, which is valuable to sort of try to play around Eidolon a little bit. But honestly, if Eidolon hits the deck, then we're in a pretty bad spot. Unless we can get Worship down with the creature. We will be on the play. I was hoping to be on the draw this game. Wow. Searing Blaze. So not only did they deal with Soulherder, but they did 3 damage to my face as well. Just like insane. All right, this is... Wow, all right. The cool thing about this is that you can get Worship down, and hopefully we just draw creatures from here on out. But you can get Worship down. If they try to kill your Coatl, that's fine, but you can flash in another Coatl. So we do need to draw 1 more land. We're going to play this Breeding Pool and then go get a basic forest like this, and then maybe a basic plains like this. Start to... Between basic forest, basic plains, and 2 Coatls, we will have access to Death Touch. So get creatures down. Get Worship down. The problem is that if they have like a really explosive hand with like Searing Blazes, I mean, Oro's something we can do on turn 3 potentially. So yeah, the plan. Oh, I played the wrong land. Oh, I played the wrong land. Oh, Jesus. Played the wrong land. I had the whole plan lined up. I think I even had my cards lined up the right way. Not too many choices. I do have to go get... I mean, I could get a Temple Guard in here, but now we're not on Death Touch. Oh my god. What a stupid mistake. Anyhow, this is not the Pro Tour. I mean, people make mistakes and I don't. The stakes are not very high. I realized my mistake as soon as I made it. It's very sweaty in my apartment and... no excuses. Monastery Swiftspear. I mean, in theory, I could still just get a basic plains and not play anything this turn because I'm probably not going to block anyway. Oh my god. All right, so taking 4 damage here. I'll just get a tapped Temple Guard in. I think that's probably the best way to get out of this mess. But I'm not setting myself... Again, I guess I don't really care about their creatures so much as long as we have... As long as we have 1 creature when Worship... Okay, well, that's kind of nice. They tapped out, so we can play Uro and gain some life, but that's not that enticing, I guess, because we want... Now, hold on. This can go get white next turn. This can go get white next turn, but I'm going to take myself off Death Touch, so I'm going to go get green right now. Don't love it. Terrible sequencing, but...
We are not blocking yet. That is sick. Really, really sick. Even pitching Uro for that is amazing. We take 4. We're going to hold up another Coatl. Oh my. So we do want to get white mana next turn, play an instant speed Ice Fang, counter anything they throw at us, and then just slam Worship and protect our creatures. I could try to ramp with Oracle, but I like the instant speed aspect of Coatl here. Maybe ramp is just better, or trying at ramp might be better. Yeah, I guess, right? Because they're not gonna really like unload on our creatures next turn. There's no reason to do that for them. And I don't. Maybe I'll block one of their creatures depending on what they play, but we don't have Death Touch anyway, so I think playing Oracle is the way to go. We're getting close to Death Touch though between this Coatl and this Forest that we got into hand. Purge is an interesting one. Opponent does know about that. What have they learned about so far? This Forest, and they know that I have Uro in hand. All right, so we've got Force up, and the plan is to go get a Hallowed Fountain, Slam Worship, and this is actually the kind of draw that we really hope for against Burn when we're playing Worship, because at a certain point we don't care about their creatures at all. Although, to be honest, you don't really care too much about their burn either, so I might take that back. It's a bit of a wash. Opponent slow rolling their land drop. They might be a bit stuck. I'm planning to go to 1 life in this matchup. This game, I should say. All right, so Searing Blaze. That's an easy one to just counter. And I think that I'm going to pitch. Now, Uro's life gain, but again, I'm planning on going to 1 in this game and just sitting on Worship. So we're going to pitch Uro, and we're going to sit behind instant speed creatures. So I'm going to take 6 here. Totally fine with that. Hopefully get a land. Court of Calling is on top of the deck. You know, if I wasn't going to block, I should have attacked with the Coatl last turn. Sorry that I missed that. All right, Hallowed Fountain, tapped. Oh, and I guess I shuffled away the Court of Calling. We have another Purge, which the opponent does not know about. So anyhow, now I get to attack with my creatures and chill behind Worship. If the opponent brought in enchantment removal for some reason. I mean, look, if they have 2 removal spells for both, like 2 bolts for both of my creatures, that would be amazing. I mean, they run Boros Charm, which can't do that. Just goes to the face. Seems like they're still stuck on 2 lands. If they have a path and a bolt, that would be ridiculous. Okay, Goblin Guide. Which means it can't kill both of our creatures, I think. If we get to untap, like, the game should be sort of over. Okay. Siege Rhino. All right, so unfortunately, I can't crack a fetch at 1 life. Opponent knows that I've got the Siege Rhino. And what's happening here? Rift Bolt. Yeah. So that can go after one of my creatures, which is sort of fine. They know we have this. They know we have this. I can go green, blue, and then exile something if I feel like it. So I might as well just purge the Swift Spear now. Get in for 2 points of damage and hold up instant speed Coatl. Alternatively, I can play Ice Fang Coatl and then go Chord for the 1-drop. I think that seems better, honestly, right now. Well, that's also pretty good. Just play a whole bunch of creatures, make it sort of like literally impossible for the opponent. Actually, you know what? I can play this and still Chord, so value. Temple Garden, extra value. I'll just Chord right now. All right. So what do you got, opponent? You got some enchantment removal? All right, opponent to scoop. So that is one way to beat Burn. If they have enchantment removal, they'll probably bring it in post board. I do only have a Singleton Worship, so that probably favors us since we only have one enchantment in the entire deck. Honestly, like, I'm still shocked that we lost that first game. And life gain into Blink, opponent empty-handed, and then they ripped Searing Blaze into Boros Charm. So it happens, but I thought I saw the finish line on that game. I think we're just going to run this back. It's probably the best configuration. Not going to bring any 4-drops back on the draw, I don't think. This is a keep. This is a hand where we kind of want them to play turn 2 Eidolon because we just smash it with Knight. So opponent's mulliganing. So good start for us, guys, but honestly, don't count your chickens before they're hatched because Burn is a super difficult matchup, no matter what. Can't ask for more than this, though. Just can't. It's impossible to ask for more than this. Land. Ice Fang Coatl. That's decent. Yeah, so we kind of have to play this Bird of Paradise now, and it's probably going straight into a Searing Blaze, but again, we're kind of hoping that they just jam Eidolon, in which case we can just untap and Knight it, and then we should be ahead. We should be ahead after that. So let's hope, fingers crossed for the Eidolon. Let's go. So we get hit for 3, we lose our birds, and now we have to shock ourselves for, well, Path is a thing. Oh my god. Searing Blaze. What an obnoxious card. So yeah, I'm gonna wait to crack this until the opponent's turn. Ah, man. Like, if they just had that Eidolon, like, things would have been so different. So we have to go get a Hallowed Fountain. We're going down to 10. I think we kind of have to purge in this spot after we get the trigger from the Goblin Guide. Like, if they play Eidolon now, I think it's just potentially game over unless we like top deck a basic land or something. All right, so we got a land. We go get blue-white. We can get green, gain some life or something. I do need to purge this thing. It's getting a little bit obnoxious. Feel free to let me know if you guys think I'm taking any missteps here. Is this the oh, it's a skewer and another skewer. All right. Well, at least they don't have Skullcrack up. We can play a knight and gain some life. Potentially ephemerate the knight on the following turn. All right, come on. 7 life has to be enough. This guy's he's gonna draw into land, Boros, Charm, plus Bolt. Just suspend 2 Rift Bolts. Oh my god. Yes. Bolt my face. Oh my god. Guys, I think we're coming back. Okay, alright. Well, it's a little bit tricky, right? Because alright, one of these, alright, Rift Bolt is suspended. It's awkward because of the mana, right? Really awkward. I can't really see there being any discussion about, like, I have to attack and then ephemerate this, right? And then if they kill this thing to prevent the ephemerate from working, I can always flash in a Coatl to catch the rebound. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack. Super awkward, but we're playing against Burn, a very specific deck. I'm pretty sure that just gaining life right now while the opponent's tapped out is the way to do things. And again, happy to know your guys' opinions on my lines. No, I'm saying if they kill this guy right now with the Rift Bolt, right? Because if they understand how rebound works, they might just kill him right now. Then when the rebound comes, they're just going for the face. So when the rebound comes, I would have an empty board and I could flash in Coatl. They might be thinking, well, I'm going to waste my rebound. Okay, well, things looking okay here. I can just kill the Eidolon with the rebound. But that takes me down to 6. But I think I kind of have to do that. No, I can do the rebound, kill, gain 4, and then path the Eidolon. I think seems better. Oh, you know what? Hang on a second. Oh, I can't. Did I want to path first? I wanted to path first, I think. I wanted to path first. This is so stupid, like how I just click a card and now I don't have priority anymore. Like I want to, blah. Hang on a second. I mean, I need to kill this thing. But I also need to gain life. That's such a problem. If I draw any land, I can go get... Oh, I can play Witness. No, I'd have to get the Ephemerate with Witness. I need to draw a land, even my Tangle land. Man, I really should have cast Path first. I have to destroy this thing. Oh, hell yeah. Wow, I drew literally the best land in this situation. A dual land that comes in untapped and doesn't hurt me. That was massive. All right, let's see how it goes. Searing Blaze, maybe? Oh, another Eidolon. Decent for us. Now I know the deal. I think I tapped my land wrong, but I'm just kind of excited. Oh, opponent saying GG. Uh, and a typical bit of burn salt. They I can show you guys the salt out of the opponent. Let me resize the window so you guys can enjoy the delicious salt. Please take longer next time. If they stuck around, I could have said my deck requires a little bit of thought, unlike some other decks that I've experienced. But honestly, at this point, like, I don't usually throw salt back. Like, I just take it in, enrich my body with it. But yeah, that was awesome. Nice game. We got to beat Burn. That's pretty sick. Yeah. So I think, I don't know that I've come up against that exact situation before. So kind of a learning situation where there's an Eidolon on the battlefield with an ephemerate, kind of waiting to ask if you want to cast it or not. And so if you have a path in that spot, you should, of course, kill the Eidolon first with the path. That means you're not going to take extra damage off the ephemerate. And then you can continue to play spells and not take more damage from the Eidolon. Not really sure why I can't see like what my next card is, because I want to see like all the good stuff I might have drawn. But anyhow, very excited about that game. Burn, as I mentioned a couple times, is a very difficult matchup. And in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and run that one back just one more time. If any of you guys are bored at this point, of course, you don't have to stick with me. I'm just going to like speed through game 3 again, just see if there were any other like small mistakes that I could have played a little bit better. I'm probably not going to play any more matches tonight. It's kind of uncomfortably hot. Next time I stream, I'll probably turn the air conditioner on. But we went 3-0 for the evening, which is pretty nice. As I mentioned when I drew this hand, like, I don't think there's a better possible opening hand against Burn. All right, so we saw, I think, Uro there. No, we saw Coatl. They untap. They're going to Blaze the Bird, so excellent stuff from the opponent, though they were on a mulligan to 6. They saw the path here. We drew the path. I guess Uro was the previous game. So I chose, this is the first sort of real decision. I chose to purge the Goblin Guide instead of flashing in a Coatl, which just seemed correct because you flash in a Coatl, it just gets another Blaze, right? And the Goblin Guide is still on the table. So I'm curious to know if you guys see something that I don't see here. But yeah, the line seemed hard to refute here, like hard to disagree with. All right, then they had the double skewer, putting me down to 4. I think that the Goblin Guide gave me this Windswept Heath, which was pretty massive. So I was able to play that, play the Knight, gain 4, and then I think they untap and play Eidolon. And then I made the mistake of not pathing in response to... Oh, no. So they suspended the Rift Bolt first. This is the play where I chose to Ephemerate and leave 2 mana unspent, but it seems like the best way to spend 3 mana is to gain 4 life against Burn. They send the Rift Bolt at my face, cast the Eidolon, and yeah, this is where I made the mistake. Everything else seemed good so far. I just should have cast that path right there. But did I get to use the white mana for something productive during the turn? As it turned out, I drew the land. Maybe pause and think about it for a second. So if I had cast the path on the Eidolon, then I would not have been able to... Actually, this is interesting. If I cast the path using some white mana, would not have been able to cast Eternal Witness and get back the Ephemerate, which means, let's see, I guess that I was... So Knight blew up the Eidolon, so I was at 12. So if I had pathed, I still would have been at 10. I would have gone down to 10. The Eidolon would have been dead. And then you play out Witness and... No, I'm sorry. I would have been at a lower life total because I did Ephemerate the Knight here, I think. So yeah, last turn, I'm gonna... This is very easy. I've done lots and lots of replays, so I can just like super speed through the first 4 turns.
All right, so blah, blah, blah. We're just going to catch up. I'm going to pause it at the actual decision point of casting the path or letting the ephemerate go on the stack. All right, so pass through our turn real fast. Cast that Knight. We know that the opponent is, I think, Rift Bolting this turn. Okay, we didn't draw land that turn. We get to ephemerate, gain some life. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. So opponent probably should have sent the Rift Bolt at the Knight, I would think. But Burns' plan is to go to the face, so you can't really blame them. All right, so they get this Eidolon down, and we know we're getting this rebound here. Okay, so I'm at 8 life now. If I path, this was the other line I was talking about. If I path right now, I still don't know that I'm drawing a land here. If I path, I've got no mana to do anything else with. I go down to 6 life. This thing's gone. The opponent has 3 mana. The ephemerate will resolve, right? So I'm going to go to 6. This will resolve. I'll go to 10. So I'll go to 10, and then the Eidolon is dead. Honestly, this is so complicated, guys. I'm so tired. We have to look at 2 scenarios. We have to look at not drawing land, and we have to look at drawing the land that we know now was on top. The first variation of any of those scenarios is ephemerate before it even goes on the stack. Path the Eidolon, right? So I go down to 6. This resolves. I go to 10. Let's say I don't draw land, and I literally just can't do anything for my turn except, like, I'll be chilling at 10 life. I'll have a creature. Opponent gets to untap. So that's the first option, assuming that... Oh, but you know what? There's so many variables here. There's path first or ephemerate first. There's land or no land. And there's Knight gaining life or blowing up Eidolon. So I might just have to like draw like a decision tree here and actually figure it out. I'm not going to make you guys sit while I talk through this because it's actually more complicated than I initially thought. The way that it worked out, I think, was pretty much like about as good as it possibly could have worked out. So because I drew a second white source, which let me cast the Eternal Witness and cast Ephemerate to gain life, while also getting rid of the Eidolon. Important to mention that in this line, we did not ramp the opponent. Like if they had something like Triple Bolt or Boros Charm and Bolt, we're not giving them that third land, which is always sort of significant. So anyhow, I'm going to give it a little bit more thought. It's a very, very interesting situation. And I like to think through these things because this is how we get better at Magic. All right, cool. So anyhow, very nice evening of Soulherder queues. As I mentioned, I'm pretty sure that next week on Monday, potentially even this weekend, because I'm excited to start streaming with the new card Nyambi. I'm going to be playing a very interesting brew using that new card next time you guys see me. So thanks very much for joining me this evening. If you're not following the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could take a second and do that. Every follow that I get just helps the channel grow. And if you feel like supporting it even a sort of a step further, you can, of course, subscribe. And yeah, everything felt good tonight. Again, thanks for joining. And if you don't have any questions, I think I'm just going to sign off. So